ready to be wowed by John famous. John is the epitome of when design and engineering comes together. At CascadiaJS last year, he demoed a real-time multiplayer video reactions, and it was really amazing to see that the emoji that you pressed flew across the screen until suddenly there were hundreds of fire emojis that came in because somebody started scripting.
He's right there.
Oh, hi, Adam. And if there's one picture to showcase his love for React, it is this. Let me try that again. This. Oh, we got it. OK, so React is the white dog, and the brown dog is jQuery. Give it up for John Pham.
Thank you. OK, hello, everyone. Appreciate you all listening for me. I want everyone to scan one of these QR codes or go to that URL. This is the only slide in my deck, so the rest of this experience will be on your own device. If you have a laptop, that's even better. I want you to inspect whatever website you land on here. Like, this is going to be a super interactive thing. I'll give you 30 seconds to scan. I should have added some music here, but all well. Oh, thank you. Does anyone still need a stand? All right, 3, 2, 1. No more scanning. OK, so what I want to talk about today is what goes into building delightful applications. These are applications that people love using, not applications that people are forced to use. So I want to take you all into my head today and follow along and see all of the small details that I look for as I'm building delightful applications. And hopefully you pick up on some of these skills and also ship delightful experiences. OK, so the app we have today, someone mentioned earlier that they don't like Twitter, so let's build a new Twitter. This is CascadiaJS Twitter, new Twitter. So a bunch of people are posting right now, right? This is a fully functioning application. Like it works, like people are able to post, we're able to read their posts, but like it's not a great experience right now, right? Like you can kind of see like who's posting what they're saying, but it's hard to read. Yeah, it's just a bad app design. So let's see how we can improve it. OK, so now on all of your devices, I just pushed a new design. It's kind of better now, right? Like you're now able to easily make out the individual tweets. And the way we do that is by adding white space between every single entity. So if you can see here, let's see. OK, so this gap here, that gap is useful because now you are like separating two separate entities. And the entities in this case are two separate posts. If these posts were right next to each other, it's very hard to discern. Which text belongs to which tweet. Yeah. So an improvement we've made here is we've improved the layout, and we've also made it way easier to create new posts. Before, this input and button, it was all the way at the bottom of the tweet list, so you had to scroll like a long distance to even start posting a tweet. Let's see what other improvements we can make. Pushing an update. Cool. Is everyone's app updated now? So a couple more improvements we've made. We've improved the information hierarchy. So we've made some content more. We've added more emphasis to some content, and we've de-emphasized some other content. This makes it a lot easier for our eyes to scan the list of posts and to be able to make out like what text means it's an author's name, or what text means it's which text belongs to posted content. So now it's also a lot easier to scan, right? So if we look up this rule, let's see, V. OK, can everyone see that blue line? Kind of. It's kind of hard to see. But everything here is now a line. Our eyes, like humans in general, we love organized chaos. If stuff was purely chaotic, it's very hard to read. So with this new layout, we've organized all of the avatars into a single column. The next column is all of the authors' names and all of their tweet contents, and the last column is a timestamp. Okay, so there are still some things that we can do to improve this. One thing we can do right now is check for contrast. Like, if you look at the avatars right now, depending on your vision ability, like you might not be able to see the letters inside the text right now. We can confirm this by using the browser dev tools, and let's inspect this. Right here, you can see that the foreground text on this background has a contrast ratio of 2.7. That's way too low for like a lot of people to be able to discern and read what that text is. So let's improve that. Another thing is like information overload, right? Like all of our timestamps say posted XXX. Like we kind of know like what that data means, so we don't need to be overly verbose about it. All right, let's do some coding. Let's push an update. Okay, so the changes we've made is we've improved the contrast for all of the avatars. So now our contrast ratio is 16. Previously, it was like 2 point something. We've also de-emphasized all of the timestamps. So instead of being overly verbose about blah, 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 now it's super succinct. If we scroll down to posts that were posted earlier on, we've like shortened the information. So now it's not overloading the person with extraneous information. OK. Another thing about accessibility, since that's a hot topic at this conference, is everything that we put onto the page, it shouldn't just be a div. There's probably a better thing for you to use that isn't a div. In this case, since this is a list of tweets, like the markup we should be using is inside the description of this, all of our posts should be inside the list, and every post itself should be a list item. There's a bunch of fancy stuff that this does to improve accessibility tools. It's outside the scope of this talk, but yeah. Another fancy thing is all of our timestamps. How many of you have used the time element? The time element is super fancy because now we are able to take in like user preferences. Like some users prefer to be read date times in like a specific format and not the format that we dictate to them. So with this, the screen readers are able to read in what the datetime string is and read it back to the user inside of their preferred format. OK, so we've improved the tweet timeline. Let's improve the experience for posting tweets now. Let's ship some code. OK. Down here now, posting a tweet should be a lot easier. We've added a new layout. We've made the call to action for posting a new tweet a lot clearer. And one thing to watch out for is on our input, we have a ARIA label. ARIA labels are super useful because people using screen readers, they can't see and like infer from like the visual information like what a form is going to be about. So in this case, we should tell all of our users, hey, this is a form for posting a new tweet. OK, next thing I want to show off is for our button. Our button here has a couple cool properties. OK. Too many tweets. I'm going to turn you off. Oh, it all went offline. OK, let's go back online. Stop tweeting. OK, so our button here has a couple cool things. The first thing is the type of this button is of type submit. This allows you to do a bunch of cool things. Like, for example, on desktop, if you type a tweet, then push enter, it will submit that form. Another cool thing that we're doing with this button is this button right here, like the visual, like like the size of this button is like 29 pixels by 17 pixels. That's kind of small. Like I have a fat finger. Like I might hit other stuff on the screen. So if we make that the actual hit target, it's going to be kind of hard for people to hit. So instead of making the actual hit target 29 by 17, we make the actual hit target 61 pixels by 41 pixels. This kind of falls in line with like a Apple heuristic where like all of your hit targets should be 48 by 48 at least. That makes it super easy for people to hit it, no matter if they're using their foot, no matter if they're using their finger, their nose, or their mouse. Okay, now, so there's one janky experience right now with creating a post. It's kind of laggy, right? Like, I click submit, now I have to wait like 3 seconds for it to post. What's something that we can do to improve that? Let's write some code to improve it. Okay, now if you start posting tweets, it should be super fast. It's like instant, right? Should be instant. Let's say it's instant. The way we are able to accomplish this is by using optimistic updates. Optimistic updates is like a cool thing you can add into your apps for all of your mutations. So let's say all of your APIs, like if you look at the error rate is less than 1%. In that case, 99% of your users will never hit the error case. So like why penalize all those users and slow them down when only like less than 1% of your users will ever hit that error case? So in this case, our client assumes that the API response returns true and not an error, so it optimistically updates the client state. So this makes all of your mutations feel super fast, and only in the case of an error, that's when you need to handle that error on the client. But it's less than 1%. Do what you will with it. Okay, so we've built a fully functioning Twitter app. I'm now accepting angel investments. So yeah, just kidding. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. We went from our app being unorganized, like the information hierarchy was all over the place, layout was all over the place, posting tweets was super slow. We've done that we fixed this and improved this by organizing all of our content. Now all of our tweets are like super easy to read. It's super easy to scan, and posting tweets is super fast. And yeah, that's the gist of my talk. Thank you. I think it's lunchtime now. Cool. I guess I have some time. If you're curious on how this works, this isn't using WebSockets. You would think it would be using WebSockets, but behind us, there's just one single instance of a Postgres database, and we are making a bunch of reads to that database right now. But you might think, hey, this tiny database is getting a bunch of work. It's not actually getting a lot of work. Like, we are caching all of the data to render the page at the edge, so only one single person has to make a read directly to the database. Every other person that's reading the data, if it's not stale, they're really reading it directly from the edge. But yeah, thank you.